Good evening. So welcome to this channel, which is about reincarnation. Today I will tell you about how I came to understand that I could hear dead people. Yeah. But I want to start where I ended off in the last video. I read that book when I was 13 years old. The book was called The Star Rover. It was written by Jack London. And it gave me hope, and I realized that there are people, or were people around, who knew something about out-of-body experiences. So from then on, I started to search for knowledge, anything that I could find. And of course, in the meantime, I was growing up, and from when I was 15, I was a bit frustrated. Yeah. I thought, I was looking at people, I was looking at life, and I thought, is this all there is? That was the main question. Yeah. Now, I did accept it, I wanted it too. I wanted a family, I wanted a good job, I wanted a nice house to live in, and so on. But this was secondary to me, absolutely. Alright, so I grew up, and eventually I came to understand what I was. And I realized I was not my body, I was not anything else really that I was looking at. And I want to use the word consciousness. I think it's a good word. And that's what I was. Yeah. Now, there's also the word spirit, right? Or soul. But I don't like these words because they sort of imply that you have a soul or that you have a spirit. And this is not my understanding at all. This is what I am. Yeah? It's not something that I have. You see? And of course I also started to understand that others, they were the same. Yeah. I was looking at their bodies, but yeah, they are consciousnesses. Yeah. Right. Alright, so then this happened. This was when I was 27 years old, and my grandfather died. Yeah. I knew my grandfather very, very well. I grew up with him, sort of. Yeah. I spent a lot of time with him. He was a farmer, had a big farm, and I spent a lot of time there, helping out, living there. So I knew him very, very well. I liked him very much. He was very funny, a very special attitude towards life, and yeah, impressive guy. Yeah, manly, strong, So I knew him very well. And then he died. And I was 27 years old. And there was this funeral, see, of course. And we were there. And I was standing there. I was sitting there. Yeah. Big church. A lot of people. This guy got 12 kids. Yeah. And then there were two women in the row behind me. I knew them. It was my uncle's new wife and their daughter. They were behind me, just behind me, and as the ceremony started, they started crying. Yeah. And I didn't mind, of course. Of course, some people cry during funerals, right? But then I started to get these thoughts. Yeah, I started to become critical to these women. I thought, why are they crying? They shouldn't be crying, I thought it was weird, right? Why am I thinking this? And then I started to recognize my grandfather. Yeah, because he had a very different way of speaking, short sentences, a bit of humor, And I started to recognize it. And I understood this wasn't me. You know, I saw these concepts and I understood it's not mine. You see what I mean? And I heard him say, you know, these women, they shouldn't be crying. They never knew me. I heard him say it. Yeah. I thought it was very strange. My hair on my neck was standing out. Yeah. And I started to think, yeah, this is my grandfather. You know, I can hear him. You know. Okay, so then we left. We went home. I didn't speak to anyone about this, but I eventually came to the conclusion, you know, this was my grandfather talking and I could hear him. Yeah. That was great. You know, I felt very, very relaxed about it. Once I decided that this was what happened, I felt totally in harmony about the whole thing. Yeah, of course. I mean, this guy his body is dead, but he's still around. He was there at the funeral, watching the whole thing and reacting to these stupid women who were crying, you know, when they shouldn't be crying. They never knew him. Right. That's the story. Be good.